Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. So today we're going to work on the blue lagoon necklace, and this necklace is a really pretty kind of summery, beachy, oceany themed necklace, and was so much fun to make. What I've done here is I've done a lot of simple loops and wire wrapped loops, wrapped links, a wrapped bail. So I'm going to show you how to do all that. And the beads I've used here are 99% from the dollar bead bag and dollar bead box, except for just a couple I added in. And these components are also from the dollar bead box. This, if you remember, you know this little bird. He's so cute. And then this component is made for either resin, cabs if you do that, or if you're a polymer clay person and you can make your own cabs. I ordered a 20mm gemstone cab and glued it in here with E6000. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to clear this off and get a materials list going, and we'll get started on this necklace. See you in a few. Okay, so I've pulled out a number of items that I'm going to use for my necklace. So I'll just go through them really quickly. So I've got some 2-inch head pins, and these are 21 or 22 gauge. I've got some 2-inch eye pins. I've got another little head pin that has a little ball at the end. I also pulled out some little tiny head pins here. I've got some 22, I think it is 22 gauge wire that I purchased from my craft store, my local craft store. I've got a clasp. This one here is from the dollar bead box. This one is a Tierracast clasp. I really love this one. This one's pretty too, just simple, more simple. I've got some links here, and these little links I want to show you are quick link connectors. So if you did any of my videos where I used the quick links, these actually are meant to link them together. See that? And these I think are the 7mm, but you can get, I'd get these and go up, I think the next one might be 8 or 10, I'm not sure. But you don't have to use these. You can just use a jump ring. I just like using different things, so these are some jump rings I have here, just to connect things. I have some chain, and I'll give you a link where you can purchase chain. This is from my local craft store, but I have a great Etsy site that where they do some really beautiful chain. I picked out a number of beads. I've already done some of my wire wrapping here, but these are the beads, and as I said, these are the majority of these are from the dollar bead box. The only one that isn't, I think, are these right here, and of course the Cabochon. So here I've picked out a number of beads that I want in my color theme. And I may use all of them, I may not. Depends on, how I'm feeling as I go along. I pulled this guy out because I want to teach you how to wire wrap this sort of like in a triangle, like a bail. I didn't have any more, so I pulled some of these just regular drops, and these are some rose quartz drops from my stash. These are from the dollar bead box. I pulled out a focal piece. Here's the one I used on the intro necklace. And what I did is I just... this is the component, and I added the 20mm Cabochon. You can just grab one of the focal beads. There are so many pretty focal beads, and you'll see I'm going to go look at some others and see what I can come up with. Here are a number of charms from the dollar bead box that I'm going to choose one, and I'm going to put it, choose one or two. Then you'll need some tools. So minimal tools, you'll need a flat nose or a chain nose. This is another flat nose. You don't absolutely need this wider one. I think it's great to have a good set of tools for all beading purposes, so I have one. I will put a link in the description box below the video of where I purchased my toolkit. You need a cutter for sure, and you'll need a round nose. So these three you definitely will need to make these, to wrap these beads, and it would be nice to have this one, and you can do a sort of a bent chain nose also. I have one of those as well. And then we have the infamous vintage one-step looper, which I did terribly with, but I've done much better with this, so we're going to use this as well for a simple loop. This makes a simple loop. All right, so that's about what I'm going to use. I'm going to go back in my stash and see if there's anything else I want to add. You do the same, pick out a bunch of beads, and then we'll start learning how to do all this these techniques. All right, seeing a few. Okay, we're back. So I've gone through my beads and I've chosen the beads I want to use for this particular necklace. And so this is what I have, and what I did is I placed them the way I want them on the necklace, and then I took a picture with my phone so that I can refer back to that picture and change what I want, keep what I want, you know, whatever. But at least I have a reference picture. So go ahead and do that. You can even take a picture of this and just use it as a reference. Change the beads, keep them, doesn't matter. All right, so go ahead and do that, and then meet me back here and we'll start doing all the techniques. All right, seeing a few. Okay, we're back. So let's start with a simple loop. So I have my flat nose, my round nose, and my cutter. Just going to put those aside. I have a 2-inch eye pin. Just going to pick up a bead, drop it down, going to take my flat nose, just hold it at the tip and just bend it over like that. That's what you have. Then you want to cut up to about 3/8 of an inch. Just eyeball it. That's what I do. I mean, you can mark it, but I'm just going to eyeball it. Save this piece. Take your round nose, and what I did on my round nose is I put a Sharpie mark at the edge where I want my loop, so my loops will be the same size all the time. So I'm just going to twist all the way around, just like that. Then I'm just going to hold it in my flat nose. This is why it's good to have 2 flat nose pliers, and I'm just going to straighten it out. And it's good to straighten it out like this, and if you have to straighten it out a little bit that way, do that as well. That way it's all ready for when you want to connect them together and you don't have to mess with it later. Let's do it one more time. So here, I've got a bead, drop it down. Just going to bend it over, just like that. I'm going to clip to about 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to save that piece, you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to take my round nose, I'm going to place it on my marks. And I'm just going to twist it around like that. I'm going to hold it and straighten it out. There you go, easy enough. All right, so with your leftover piece, because why waste it, let's make our own eye pin. So I'm just going to place my own eye pin. Just going to place it right where my marks are, and I'm just going to twist it around like that. Oh, there we go. I'm going to put on a bead. Going to grab my cutter. I'm going to cut 3/8. Going to place my pliers, my round nose, come around all the way, give it a little push back, just like that. Then I'm going to straighten this guy out. See how it's a little crooked? I'm just going to take him and straighten it out like that. Now it's ready for my necklace. All right, so use the eye pin, cut it off, and use that second part too to make another piece. So then I'm going to take the 1-step looper. Here it is. There you go. That's the bottom. That's the top. You're going to take your eye pin, put on a bead, and what this has is a hole through the top here, and then it goes all the way down, so you're going to slip your pin in right here. So see where I'm slipping the pin in and coming out the hole on the top? You want to put it snug up against the jaw there, the edge, then just squeeze, and then they say to push back a little bit, and there you go. And what you can do with it is you can take your round nose and you could just bring it around a little bit just to straighten it out. Then I'm just going to hold it. I'm going to just straighten the whole thing out, and there you go. And we'll do one more. Slip it in. I'm doing much better with this, the one-step looper, than I did in the last video. Oops. Be a good idea to put a bead on first. There you go. Put in. Put a squeeze. Like that. Straighten it out a little bit. There you go. Here, I'll straighten it this way as well. Each time, that way when I put them together, I don't have to play with them at all. I can just put them together. So there you go. That's your simple loop. By hand, by one-step looper. So have fun doing all your simple loops, and then meet me back here and we'll do a wire wrapped loop. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So let's do some wire wrapped beads. So here I have a 2-inch head pin this time, and make sure that you do a 21 or a 22 gauge head pin. Mine's, I think, probably 20. It's a little thick, but I'm gonna go for it because it's all I have. So I'm just going to put my bead on. Just gonna grab it with the tip of my chain nose or my flat nose, and I'm just going to bend it over like that. That's what I have. Now I'm going to insert my round nose, the bottom jaw, in that space right there. See that? And then I'm just going to hold it really tight, and I'm going to bend it over the top jaw like this. Okay, I'm going to pull that out. That's what I have. I'm going to insert my bottom jaw again. And I'm just going to continue pulling this around. Now you can use a pliers to pull the end, you know, to maneuver the end, manipulate the end, but I kind of like to use my fingers. So this is what I have. Here, I'll show you. Got a little loop at the end. I'm going to hold it with my flat nose. And normally I would take my fingers, and I would just, with a more narrow gauge. Oh, I can do it, but I feel it. So this one's pretty thick, but so I'll take my pliers. I'm just going to wrap just like that. Okay. And I'm going to take my cutter. And I'm just going to snip the end like that. And then you can take your pliers and just kind of squish that little end in and straighten out your loop. So there we go. I've got a wrapped loop. We'll do another one. Maybe we'll do the heart. See here, put the heart on. It's going to bend. I'm going to insert my pliers. I'm going to hold it really tight, bend it around the top, like that. Put my pliers back in, continue, like that. I'm going to hold it with my flat nose, and then I'm just going to wrap it and around. Get 3 wraps going. Just like that. Then I'm going to take my clicker, clip it off, get that sharp edge. I'm going to put under there, then straighten it out the way you like it. And there we have another one. Just kind of like that. All right, so that's it. 1, 2, 3. Easy wire wrapped loop. All right, so get any wire wrapped loops you want, and this is where you can use make dangles for any of the chains or the neck, the strands. So get a few of those done, and then meet me back here, and we're going to do a wire wrapped link. All right, see you. Okay, we're back. So now we're going to do a wire wrapped link. So we're going to make a few links, and then we're going to wrap them, wire wrap them together. So once you make this, you don't want to take it apart. So just be sure that you want them all connected. There are, they're all connected, so there's no way they're not going to come apart, which is a good thing. But the only thing is that you can't change it if you want to change it. All right, so I've taken some wire. This is 22 gauge wire, and I've cut about 2.5 inch pieces. Just cut several, and we're going to start making some. First, we're going to make some little links like this, and then we're going to connect them together. So just take your piece, come down, I don't know, about like that, a little more than halfway down. Just bend your piece over like that. Just pull my lines up a little bit. This is what you have. That's what it looks like. And I'm just going to insert my pliers, my round nose. I'm going to make a loop just like we've been doing. Like that. And I'm going to come through the top loop, through that loop with the, with the bottom jaw. Hold it tight, wrap around, like that. Insert your bottom jaw in, and then you're going to just wrap your loop. And I can do this easily with my fingers because it's 22 gauge. So I'm just going to do a double wrap. Okay, then I'm going to clip off the excess. Like that. And if you're wondering where all my pieces are going, I have this little container that I put everything in, then I close it and I throw it out. Alright, and so here we go. You can kind of actually use these. You could just squish that together a little. So you have our loop. I'm going to take a bead. Like that. So we're creating some links right now. Okay, here you go. Just going to hold it like that. So it's like a wrapped loop like we did before, only we have 2 loops, one at the bottom, one at the top, instead of the flat part of a head pin. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to fold it over, put the bottom jaw in, come around, like that. Hold it with my flat nose, and then I'm just going to twist it around. So do it twice. This is so much easier to do when you use the right gauge. Like that. Then I'm going to cut this off. just like that. So you want to make several of these. And here I'm going to straighten this out completely. I think it is pretty straight actually. Okay. So you want to make several of these. So depending on how long your links are going to be, you know, how long you want the chain to be, you know, make 4 or 5 of them to start with. And then I'm going to show you how to link them together. So get those done and then meet me back here and we'll connect them together. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So I made 3 links. So now I'm going to connect them together so that there aren't any, you know, you can't open them. All right, so I'm going to take another piece. Just going to grab it sort of a little more than in the middle. I'm going to bend it over. Hold it tight. I'm going to make my loop, just like we've been doing. Get that a little tighter, like that. And at this point, I'm going to grab one of my little wrapped beads that I have, and I'm going to slide it through like that. See that? That's what I have. Now I'm going to hold it with my flat nose. Actually, I'll hold it with this one, like that. See? And then I'm just going to wrap this loop. Like that. Straighten it out a little bit. I'm going to clip it off. Now I've got these 2 connected. I'm going to take a bead, put it on. I'm going to take my flat nose, bend it over. Place it in my pliers. Come around. My bottom jaw in. Come around. I'm going to take the next link that I made. I'm going to add that on. I'm going to hold this. Actually, I'm going to hold it with this. Like that. And I'm going to wrap that loop. There we go. Just a double wrap. Like that. I'm going to get that off. There you go. We'll do one more. Here's my piece. A little past center. I'm going to fold it over. And once you get this, they go really fast. And if you're using the right gauge wire. So here I'm going to fold that around. Put in the bottom jaw. Keep going. Take my group of links. Attach. Hold this piece to your, get that a little tighter, to your twist. If it's a little wonky, just straighten it out like that. Clip this off. Add a bead. Bend it over. You get the idea? Easy, huh? Come around. through, make your loop. Here's my next link. I'm going to slide that in and wrap. Cut. And so on. So there you go. That's how you're going to do wire wrapped links. And this way, you know, nothing is going to come apart. All right? So rewind if you have to. Have fun, really. Once you get going, they're not hard. So get whatever you need done as far as your wire wrapped links. And then we're going to do just a little wire wrapped bead. Like I'm going to show you how to wire wrap this guy for a drop. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So I'm going to show you how to make this little sort of bail or drop done with this sort of triangle edge here. All right, so I'm going to do it so that they open so you can attach it to anything you want. So I made an eye pin here, or grab an eye pin, a couple inches. I'm just going to slide it through like this. The only thing with doing it this way is you have to make sure that you bend this in the right place. So we're going to bend these both up. So you want to make sure you're bending this one in the right place because that's going to be our loop. So I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to gauge, like I want it to cover, I want to bend, and I want to have enough here to cover this plus a little more. So there, I think that's about right. So I'm just going to bend this up, just like that. And I'm going to bend this one. So I'm sort of covering that triangle. I'm crossing them. Then I'm just going to wrap that wire right there, so that it, just a couple of wraps, doesn't have to be a lot. Like that. And you can do it with your pliers. I just find that it's easier holding, you know, for my hands to just wrap it with my fingers, but anyway, that works for you. And now this is going to open. I'm going to squish down my edges a little bit. Get that little sharp piece in. And there you go. Got a little wrap loop. All right, here we'll do one more. I'm going to make a loop. Like that. I'm going to put it through my bead. I'm going to determine how much, where I need to bend. I'll do it like so. I'm going to wrap the other side and play with it a little bit here if you like that. And here I'll do it with the, see how that works with the pliers. So here, just with the pliers. Wrap it around 2 or 3 times. Straighten it out. Give it a clip. Kind of squish down your little edge there. And that's a little bit long, so I'm going to see if I can get in there and clip it off a little better. I'm going to straighten it out a little bit. Alright, that one didn't come out as good as the other one, but good enough. So you get the idea. So you can make as many of these dangles as you like, and like I said, they open so you can hang them, you know, you can hang them anywhere you want. Alright, so we have all our techniques down, everything we need to make the necklace and then some. So go have fun making all your pieces, and then meet me back here and we'll put them all together. Alright, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So now we're going to put this thing together. So first I'm going to show you how to just put your links together. Very easy. You're just going to open up your simple loops. I've already put most of mine together. And just connect. And that's what you're going to do pretty much all the way around. Of course, your wrapped links are already connected. So everything else, you're just going to do that. I did my little drops on here. I connected this one. I connected two sections of wrapped links with a big jump ring, and then I connected each side to it. I'm going to give you some lengths, approximate lengths now. So this is going to be for around my neck. So my necklace, the way I want it to fall on my neck is I want these connectors to be at my collarbones. That's how I like it. This ends up being like right in the cleavage here, the beginning of the cleavage. If you want it longer or shorter, you just decide. I'm going to give you some basic lengths. Like I said, this is a little bit below my collarbones, not above, a little bit below, like on the bottom of the collarbones. Okay, so my shortest length right here comes out to be 5 inches. So in all my connecting, I made this 5-ish inches. It's a little more, a little less, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that your charms and these fall correctly. You don't want them to overlap. You want enough space. And you have to determine that because it depends on how big the charms are. My medium length in the middle here is 6.5 inches. And then a little bit to connect. And then my longest is 8 inches. This makes it fall on my collarbones and down in my, the beginning of my cleavage a little bit there. So what you want to do is you want to just use that as a guideline, and then connect, and then you're going to hold it up to your chest, and you're going to see where it falls, where you like it. You might like it lower, you might like it higher. It's certainly up to you. And then you can just take them apart a little bit and adjust them. That's what I did. And then here, I just took 2 lengths, mine are about 8 inches. It's like so. And I just connected them to here. And I'm going to show you how to do that with one of these quick link connectors. So let me take this guy off because I already put it on. Jump the gun there a little bit. All right. So here's the end. I'll pull in. Here's the end. I'm just going to take the quick link connector, and this is what it looks like. So it's almost like 2 loops by the time you squish it together. I'm just going to put that in the end there. I'm going to close that one end like that. And I'm going to connect it to the 3-ring connector I have here. And if you're using, these are Tierracast connector, 3-ring connectors. I love these. But if you're using these and you want to use the quick links, use the larger ones. These are medium, and it doesn't close quite as much as I would like it to. That's all you're going to do. So you just put it around and close it. I did the same thing with with the chain. Let me pull out a little bit. And then before I put the clasp on, so I just attached it. You can do that. I just attached it to the ends to a clasp that this has 3 holes in it. You can just do it on a regular. You can just do it on a regular round one. It doesn't have to have 2 or 3 holes. It really will go on any kind of clasp you love. All right. So I'm going to finish my clasp and then come on back and we'll take a look. Okay, we're back, and here are our necklaces, and I think they came out great. Now, I didn't do the clasp on the video because, I figure you can choose whatever clasp you like and put on whatever clasp, that works for you. The only thing I would suggest is that when you make these lengths here, that before you put the clasp on, hold it around your neck and make sure you have a real opportunity at this point to make sure that it's falling correctly on your chest, so you can adjust it at this point. All right, so I really hope you enjoyed this video because I had so much fun working with the wire. Please subscribe if you like my channel, and like it as well if you get a chance. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.